Good morning. I am Lakshmi Pataya, MG, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College, Madhugiri, Tumkur District, Karnataka State. My title is Financial Accounting. Now I am discussing about the session number 54. The topic is Departmental Accounting. Under this session, I am discussing about the allocation of joint expenses on suitable basis. So, what are the steps and procedures in the preparation of departmental accounts? There are five steps. Step number one, that is preparation of departmental trading account. The following details are required for preparation of departmental trading account: opening stock of each department, purchases and purchase returns of each department, sales and sales returns of each department, and direct expenses like wages, carriage, inwards, power, water, brokerage and commission on purchases, etc. of each department, and closing stock of each department. So the details of opening stock, purchases and purchase returns, sales returns and closing stock of each department would be available from the accounting records. However, the details regarding direct expenses may be available individually for each department, or the total amount of expenditure incurred without individual breakup may be available. Where the details of department wise breakup of direct expenses are not available, they must be apportioned for each department on suitable basis. The following table gives the basis for apportioning the direct expenses among the different departments. So, allocation of joint expenses on suitable basis. So, those expenses which are specifically incurred for a particular department should be charged to that department. So, those expenses which are generally incurred but can be charged on a particular department must be done on a suitable basis. Such expenses which cannot be directly related to a particular department should be apportioned on a reasonable basis. So, basis of allocation of expenses, for example, see sales expenses like selling commission, bad debts, discount allowed, carriage outwards, reserve for discount and debtor, sales tax, advertisement, selling commission, after sale service, bad debts, RDD and so on. So these are allocated on the basis of net sales ratio of each department. And the second one, purchase expenses like carriage, inwards, import duty, freight, octroi, etc. will be allocated on the basis of net purchase ratio of each department. So next one, rent, rates and repairs and insurance of building occupied, area or floor space occupied by each of the department. So lighting and heating, meter reading of various departments or lights points in each department or space occupied by each department. So power, meter reading of various department or space occupied by each department. So insurance premium, value of the subject matter insured. Depreciation and repairs of machinery, value of machinery used in each department or space occupied by machine in each department. So labor welfare expenses, number of workers in each department, workmen compensation in the ratio of wages of each department, canteen expenses, recreation expenses, labor welfare expenses, ratio of number of workers of each department. And other expenses like interest on capital, interest on debenture, audit fees, manager salary, bank charges, etc. Generally, these expenses are not allocated at all, and therefore they are debited to an account called a general profit and loss account. And basis of allocation of incomes, discount received, ratio of net purchases of each department, commission earned on sales, ratio of net sales of each department, reserve for discount and creditors, ratio of net purchases of each department. Note, net sales is equal to sales minus sales returns, disregarding interdepartmental profit, interdepartmental transfer, and net purchases is equal to purchases minus purchase return, and disregarding internal departmental transfers. When the basis of allocation is given in the problem, you should follow the basis specified in the problem. So, general profit and loss account. General profit and loss account is an account to which profits or losses of the various departments are transferred. Expenses and losses which cannot be divided, as also incomes which cannot be divided among the departments, are also transferred to this account. This account reveals the total profit or loss of the business as a whole. So these are the allocation of expenses. Now I am discussing the allocation one by one. Suppose in step number 1, that is preparation of departmental trading account. Departmental trading account, certain item of expenditure, direct expenditure is involved, that is freight charges, carriage inwards for purchases. These expenses can be allocated on the basis of ratio of net purchases of each department. So net purchases is equal to gross purchases minus purchase returns. So another one is import duty, ACTRA, etc. on purchases, that is to be allocated on the basis of ratio of net purchases of each department. So net purchases is equal to gross purchases minus purchase return. And power charges, ratio of meter reading of each department, or ratio of floor space occupied by each department, whichever is practical. So water charges, ratio of meter reading of each department. If the problem specify any particular basis of apportionment, the same must be adopted and not the basis stated in the table. And the preparation of departmental trading account, the gross profit or gross loss of each department must be ascertained. The gross profit or gross loss of each department must be transferred to the concerned departmental profit and loss account. The next stage is preparation of departmental profit and loss account. The following details are required for the preparation of departmental profit and loss account, that is gross profit or gross loss, income of each department, indirect expenses of each department. So gross profit or gross loss each department can be obtained from the departmental trading account. So incomes of each department may be separately available or total without a breakup for each department may be available. When the breakup of incomes for each department is not available, they must be apportioned to each department on a suitable basis. The following table gives a basis for apportioning incomes among the various department. Discount received, that is the ratio of net purchases of each department. Commission earned on sales, that is ratio of net sales of each department. Net sales is equal to gross sales minus sales returns. And reserve for discount and creditors, ratio of net purchases of each department is given. So if the problem specifies any particular basis for apportionment, the same must be adopted and not the basis stated in the above. So indirect expenses of each department may be separately available or a total without breakup for each department may be available. When the breakup of indirect expenses for each department is not the basis for apportioning indirect expenses among various departments, the items of indirect expenses are one by one I am telling. Discount allowed, ratio of net sales, selling commission, ratio of net sales, sales tax also net sales, carriage outwards, traveling expense, traveling salary, traveling salesman salary and commission, after sales services, advertisement and bad debts, RBD, etc. are the basis of net sales. And any repairs, rent and rates, floor area, repairs and insurance of building, ratio of floor area, air conditioning, ratio of floor area, electricity bill, number of light points or floor area, depreciation on machinery, ratio of value of machinery or ratio of floor area, repairs of machinery, ratio of value of machinery or floor space occupied by machinery, insurance premium, value of the subject matter insured, workman compensation insurance, ratio of wages to workers, canteen expenses, ratio of number of workers, recreation expenses, ratio of number of workers, labor welfare expenses also ratio of number of workers in each department. So in the problem specifies any particular basis of apportionment, the same must be adopted and not the basis stated in the above. On preparation of departmental profit and loss account, the net profit or net loss of each department can be ascertained. The net profit or loss of each department must be transferred to general profit and loss account. So general profit and loss account. A general profit and loss account is prepared to ascertain the final results of the concern for the accounting year. For preparation of general profit and loss account, the following details are required. One is net profit or net loss of each department, common incomes which are not apportionable, common expenses which are not apportionable. Net profit or loss of each department can be obtained from the departmental profit and loss account. So common incomes which are not apportionable among the departments include dividend received, transfer fee, interest on bank deposit, etc. So common expenses which are not apportionable among the departments include interest on capital, interest on debenture, general manager salary, audit fees, director fees, bank charges, legal charges, sundry office expenses, etc. So in the absence of any instruction above, the mentioned items are to be taken in the general profit and loss account. So on preparation of general profit and loss account, the total profit or loss of the year can be ascertained. The total profit or loss of the year must be transferred to capital account in case of departmental undertaking, capital account in case of departmental undertaking, partnership, and profit and loss appropriation in case of departmental undertaking being a joint stock company. And next step, preparation of profit and loss appropriation account. So in this case, the departmental undertaking being a joint stock company, the profit and loss appropriation account must be prepared to show the appropriation and carry forward of profits. The following details are required to prepare profit and loss appropriation: accumulated profit or loss of earlier years, total profit or loss of relevant accounting year, and appropriation profit. The accumulated profit or loss of earlier year would be available in the accounting records. The total profit or loss of the relevant accounting year can be obtained from general profit and loss account. The details of appropriation account would be specified. On preparation of profit and loss appropriation, the balance amount of profit or loss with the undertaking can be ascertained. Such amount of profit or loss would be transferred to balance sheet. And last step, preparation of consolidated balance sheet. The last step is the preparation of departmental final accounts, that is preparation of consolidated balance sheet. The following details are required for preparation of consolidated balance sheet: assets of the undertaking, liabilities of the undertaking, capital. The assets of the undertaking would be available in the accounting records. However, while showing the assets in the balance sheet, it would be advisable to show department-wise breakup if available. The liabilities undertaking would be available in the recording records. However, while showing the liabilities in the balance sheet, it should be advisable to show department-wise breakup if available. The details of capital should be available in the in the accounting records. However, based on the form of undertaking, the details need to be shown in the balance sheet. And the revision. So most of the expenses incurred in a business are general for all the department. These kinds of common expenses are to be allocated on a suitable basis. Therefore, these expenses are to be apportioned on a suitable basis or basis specified in the problem. Even some common incomes are also be apportioned on the suitable basis or on the basis specified in the problem. There are certain expenses and incomes which cannot be allocatable among the department are to be transferred to general P&L account. So these are the references. Thank you very much.